Hello and welcome to Stellar J Studios. I am Gina and I am happy you are here today. I'm calling this video part 2 because I'm going to show you how to add yet another layer to our colorful little chromatography papers from last time. If you happen to have missed that video, just click on the link to see how we created these little works of magic that we can now use in our art and in our journals. Okay, are you ready, guys? Let's get creating. What happens if you get one that didn't really come out? You're like, wah, wah. It doesn't have the vibrancy and it's just kind of all the colors are washed out. Can you reactivate them? And the answer is yes, you can reactivate them. You can even go back and put more Sharpie on if you want. I'm going to just add a few more Sharpie marks. So this one, I don't know, it was just kind of washed out. Like there's not much to it. It's kind of blah. Okay. So I know that I've already got green and purple and blue. I'm going to play off of those colors. So I'm going to take this juicy, this one's teal. I'm going to take this juicy teal, and because again, it's not a primary color, so that means that there's going to be some other colors in it. And I'm going to do a really thick, fat line, okay? And maybe do another one here. All right, so there's that. I'm going to also take my gray because I know that there's lots of good colors in my gray. So I think I'll just go over this black line here and we'll see what happens. Maybe put a few marks down here. Okay. I know, I just can't leave well enough alone. I'm also going to add a little bit of crayon. Now, let's think about this. This is water, this is wax. So technically, the water would stop at the wax. I don't know, we'll see if that happens. So I'm just gonna put some little crayon marks here. We'll see if they actually stop the colors from running. We'll have to see. Now, with this one, I'm going to do juicy blobs because I want my blobs to pull through the paper, take the ink with it or the dye with it, but I also want it to get to a dry part where it stops because that's going to give me those groovy little edges. And that's what this was missing. It became a wash rather than showing me all these cool little pools. Okay, so I'm going to use a paintbrush here. I'm going to get it good and juicy. And I'm just going to drop. And I don't want to get the whole thing wet. But I want to get a good start. And you'll see your lines or your drops. You'll see where they are already starting to pull. Okay. So already I'm liking this. I can see how it's pulling through this. It's pulling through there. Also having this plastic underneath. Again, remember when we did it on the dry paper, it sucked, like it pulled the water down. Well, now it's going to spread out because this is water resistant, so the water is going to want some places to go. So I can kind of move it around a little bit. So not only are the droplets moving around on top of the paper, the droplets are moving down around behind the paper. And each time a water drop catches onto the dry paper, it's gonna pull, and that's when you get those cool effects. Okay, so I'll zoom in a little. Whoops, there we go. So hopefully you can see. Now, see how we've got some definition there? And it's not just a wash. And that's okay because we have a wash underneath, which is kind of cool. Now, there's my gray, and I love the gray. Gray has pink in it. It also has some blues in it, a little bit of orange. You're really going to get more of an orange and pink with the browns, but the gray, The gray is the one that has the cool colors. Okay, so I moved it because I have some water drops. I have some water drops over here. So, and you can see the water drops. And so I moved it because I want to see if I can pick up some of those water drops. And let's go to, I'm going to try to place a dry, just kind of push it down a little bit. And so now that's wet. And if there's enough dry around it, it'll start to pull. Nice, 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 nice. And the crayon, so the wax resisted, but then there's all of the runoff around it. Now I'm just going to take, there we go. Let's get it to run. Nice. Now we reactivated it and we got a little bit more. Oh, wow. There's some cool looking blue right there. Nice. I love it. All right. So here's another one I'm going to reactivate. I liked it, but it got too washed out because I had too much water on my paper. So now that it's dried, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add some more marker. I'm going to stick with the brown and oranges. Let's see if I can find something that might have some more pigments, but in that warm tone. All right, I found this brownish red. Let's see what this does. And then I think I'm going to put some more orange back in. Now, I don't know if you can notice this, if you notice this or not, but I used a gold crayon, and so there's some shimmer, and I think that's kind of cool. So I'll put some more of that on there. All right. Are you ready? Let's, do we want to add anything else? Maybe a little pink right here. All right, let's see what happens. So on this one, yeah, I think we'll just go in with the paintbrush again. There we go. Get a nice big splotch. Okay. I don't want to get it too wet because then it won't pull through. But I can see where we're starting to get some splotches. Ooh, that part right there is looking really good. Nice. Put a big splotch right there. And so what I'm noticing also is it's reactivating some of the ink that was already there, or I keep saying ink, the dye that was there before. And then that's kind of cool because it's causing that to move around too. Okay, so there is, let me just make sure. Yep, so there's brown, and you can see how the brown is, it's being spread out, and brown has some like some teal, blue, greens in it when it pulls out, when all the inks pull out. All the dyes pull out. God, I gotta quit saying that. Ooh, I like that right there. Okay, so that one is cool. And that one is one that I went through and did a second time. So as yours are drying, look through and see, are there any ones that I want to go back and add some more to? This one I think I want to because, again, it got washed out and it doesn't have all that contrast that I was looking for. But I do like this color. So I think I'm going to put some of that in. Put some over here. And then I might just go into this brown right here. Let's see. Let's see what happens when I do this. And a lot of times I find out that I like the back of the papers more than the fronts. Okay, so I'm just going to let it do its thing. Try not to mess with it too much. I'm going to spray on the back. See what happens. Ooh, check that out. Yes, I love that. Okay, let's see if I can activate this little mark down here. And I'm just using the water that was already on the plastic. You could use wax paper too. And I would think parchment paper to an extent. I mean, it's not as water resistant as plastic or wax paper, but you could use it for a while and then it'll probably get pretty wet. Oh man, I love that. Let me see if I can bring it up to you. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Okay, nice. I like that one. I'm going to take it off, let it dry. Let's try this. So this one's interesting because it had lots of browns and oranges with some pinks and a little bit of blue. But again, my paper got really saturated, so it became more of a wash. Well, let's see if we can get some hard lines and more shapes. So I'm going to take a crayon. This is another metallic one. I'm going to take a crayon, go in and put some marks. I think I'll also get, because I can see where I had those blues, those thin little blue lines, I'm going to put some more of those in. See what happens with those. I don't know, I just kind of like those. Okay. Now, I'm going to be very particular with where I put stuff. So this red is awesome. So I think let's just put it around. Okay. And then let's do a little orange right here. And let's come in with a little bit of blue. Don't know what this is going to look like. We'll just, ooh, I mixed the red and the blue. That'll be interesting. Okay. All right, ready? Let's go in with, actually, hold on. All right, let's experiment. Let's just do some drips. Let's just do some drips. Okay, you ready? I'm going to put it face down. Let's see what happens. Okay, I really like this right here. You can see where it's spreading through the orange. Okay. Oh, yes. Look at that. All right, that is amazing. Okay, so let's find some more. Okay, now this is gonna be more close together, so I've got to be really careful that I don't oversaturate. I'm gonna go in just a little bit. I'm not gonna put the whole paper in. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let it sit for a second. See if I can pick up some more drops. And again, this might be one of those times where the back is going to actually be cooler than the front. Ooh, look at that. And then that metallic crayon. Oh, golly. Okay, we hit the jackpot on this one. Okay, Love it. And then it reactivated some of that blue that was there before. Okay, the only one I didn't get anything to do was this highlighter down here, that blue highlighter. So let's find a spot. I think we'll go right there. And I'm going to be very mindful of just putting in only that one little spot. I don't want to get the whole thing wet because then it'll all run together again. There we go. Okay. Look how I love how it pulled out that purple, that blue purple that was there from before. Cool. Thanks for watching and creating with me. I hope you have tons of fun playing around with these simple art supplies. To see how I use them in my journal, be sure to jump over to my website and enroll in my free course, Trashed and Treasured. Don't forget to sign up for my email list to be the first to know about an epic Etsy drop coming really, really soon. As always, I hope you are healthy, I hope you are happy, and I hope you do something creative today. Until next time, my friends, goodbye.